pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Here. Mr. Zimmerman. Yes. Mr. Sarver.
Present.
And Mr. Anderson.
Present.
And Mr. Supervisor.
Here. Approve the minutes of the regular board meeting on July 16th, 2019.
I would make a motion to approve those minutes. I've read them over and we need to approve them.
I'll second it. Okay. Roll call.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes.
Mr. Boomer.
Yes.
And Mr. Sarver.
Yes.
And Mr. Supervisor.
Yes. Public comment, Gene Hamilton.
Last Tuesday, I attended the Sumner Park Board meeting. Please note these comparisons. They changed their meeting day to avoid conflicts. You've refused. They changed their seating configuration to face the public. You've refused. The FOIA officer stated he wanted to share information. You violate FOIA. Every request for public comment was honored. You do everything to prevent public comment, including calling the police to remove people 4 times so far. Attendance, public comment, and recording at meetings were encouraged. During the 3.5-hour meeting, they were courteous and professional despite enduring malicious assaults through social media. We have to listen to Supervisor Musso calling people gripers and complainers. They address questions during commissioners' comments. You ignore questions. For example, repeated questions about the $8,400 discrepancy in the General Assistance Fund. They treated each other with courtesy and respect. You don't. After learning of false and derogatory comments sent to the Attorney General, they drafted an apology to me. In contrast, you have ignored my comments about lies your attorney has written about me, and you refuse to correct minutes regarding me and Jim Dunn. Their attorney only participated when asked or when she saw a misstep. Yours participates like a board member to influence votes and has politicized during meetings. They are not paid. Compare that to Supervisor Musso's annual $10,000 salary, the clerk's annual $6,000, and your pay of $125 per meeting. HB 348 became law on August 9th. It targets Pecatonica Township, where in 2018, 3 townships were under criminal investigation. Supervisor Musso says this township is under investigation, but he won't tell you why. We're going to lose our township government if boards like yours don't change your ways. There is a push in this county to consolidate. The road district will always be here in one form or another, but look at your township agenda tonight. If there was no township, sealing the parking lot and hiring an auditor would be moot. The other 2 issues you are voting on tonight are about preventing or hindering participation in public comment. The business of this township has become preventing public comment, violating OMA and FOIA, and having your attorney send threatening letters to citizens and board members. Think about your behavior and how it appears. What do you think the Rockford Register-Star would write about townships if they saw you in action? What would your peers think? And when a similar bill is introduced in Winnebago County, who do you think will get the blame? So have your votes tonight about banning speakers and suppressing participations. Just be ready down the road when your behavior has caused us to lose our township government. And if you think you're flying under the radar because not many people care enough to attend these meetings, they certainly won't care when townships are legislated out of existence.
Thank you.
Okay. Supervisor's report. Well, if you notice that the bill that we got from the lawyer, it's $667.50. And it all has to do with the lady that just spoke. If we wouldn't have had that, we wouldn't have that bill. So I just want you to know that, okay? The Illinois Township of Springfield, that we got 4 people, 4 townships in Winnebago County that hadn't paid their dues to state. I don't know why, but I called one of them tonight because I have that person's phone number. It was supposed to be sent in, and he says, I will get it sent in tomorrow. The other ones, I don't know. I wasn't told to contact them. I think Dave Walsh is, or Dave Walters is going to do that. Because he's the one that called me, notified. We received some money, but Colleen put it away, but like I said just a little bit earlier, that we only received like 400 something for Bruce, and I think it was 600 something for us, I'm not sure. It's probably in our bills there.
It was $440.69 for town fund.
Wasn't much.
And then for general road, it was $355.76.
Yeah, we didn't. We got a big, like you said, we got a big chunk last month, and why we got some less this time, I don't know. That's just the way it is. There was on Smith Road, which we did not receive this, Scott Hamilton asked me if I received it, and I said no, but I got it, I think Friday. He's had his for quite a while, and it was over with. They want to put fix a barn up for weddings and that out on Smith Road. It's Tricia Olson, property owner. I have no objection to doing that. I mean, it's over with now, so that's fine.
You're saying that they approved it at the county, or?
No, I don't know. I had a meeting. I couldn't go to it, so, and I know, I didn't know about it in time. Otherwise, I would have sent somebody else.
Yeah, I would have gone, you know that.
Just to see what it is. I think it's up on 4th floor down there. But anyway, that's what it is. I mean, you can look at it, but it's all over with. There's a whole bunch of them through the county that they go through, but ours is on that last page there, checked.
Yeah.
So, that's about all I've got for right now. Clerk,
I don't have anything.
Highway Commissioner.
Oh, we got rid of that New Holland and got a Kubota, so things are looking good.
I seen him out mowing with it.
Okay,
6 weeks behind.
yeah. Are you catching up? Because that guy, I'm waiting for him to call me again. One out there, Westlake, with the drain that's washing away. I'm just waiting for him to call me again. I just told him they're on the list, and another person wanted to know why Bruce isn't out there. I says, well, we've been fixing washouts, and there's a lot of them.
We did go out there and we put some more dirt around it. It's not real bad. So I think one more time of dirt might fix it.
I don't know where it's going though, that's the problem.
Well, when they built that, they put frozen chunks back in the ditch.
Oh, okay,
And
Yep.
that's where it's going.
all right.
Finally catching up.
Is that it, Bruce?
Yep.
Okay.
Bruce,
Chris?
let me ask you, you talked about a mower, trimmer, tree trimmer that would go on the back of a tractor. Is this tractor big enough to do that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because farmers like to see those limbs trimmed back.
Yeah.
And so I just wondered if the tractor you got would be able to handle.
Yeah, 50 to 70 horse, I was 70.
Okay,
We're looking at them.
very good. I know.
Okay, trustees' comments.
I got some. On May 27th and also in June, I asked to be put on the agenda to vote on, to ask the supervisor to step down, and it has not been on the agenda yet.
Correct. I was told that you were not, you do not have 3 trustees. You gotta have 3. You have 2 to call a special meeting. To put something on the agenda like that, you have to have 3,
Okay.
okay?
The second thing is, we were asked about the comment on the CD. Will the interest be shown as going to the CD on our quarterly report?
Yes, it's always,
No, we haven't seen it for a long time. You just brought in a piece of paper that says that's what it is. We haven't seen a copy of it.
oh, well, okay, you wanted to know, and so I just went over and had it written down.
Well,
But
anybody
it's on there.
can write down numbers.
Oh, okay, yep.
And the other thing is, in regard to this speaking thing that's coming up, according to Lisa Madigan, November 2nd, her response, however, in advance to sign up for that enforced to prevent a member to speak a public address or public body, it is not necessary to promote a significant government interest. Number 14012 at 6 rule requires a public signing in 5 minutes before. They shouldn't be restricted to sign up like we had people in line and they weren't the line didn't move fast enough to be there 15 minutes before, so you didn't allow them to speak, and that was a FOIA. We've had, the reason I asked for the vote on the agenda, we put on the agenda, is not because of the people, it's because of the FOIAs and the attorney fees that we've had to pay since you've been on the board this last time. They were all related to you. They're not the trustees, they're not the road commissioner, and that's where the money's going. And you will not put it on the agenda.
And I just told you why it wasn't.
Well,
on the
because you
agenda.
must be afraid you could lose your vote.
Oh, it doesn't matter what you do.
No, but it's just a vote for whether we think you're doing the job or not. And I think if we were sensible and had the chance to vote, you wouldn't get the vote.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you this much, I've never wrote a FOIA. Okay.
You've got a
You
few of
said
mine.
They're about me, but I
Yep.
never wrote one, so don't tell me about.
I didn't say you wrote them, I said you were the cause of them.
Well, I'm not the one that's running the township in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You got that?
Well, we don't have
Okay.
a lot of things taken care of that you don't have answers to, okay?
You put them down and I'll answer them.
No, you won't, because I've asked you before, and you won't answer them.
What's that? What are you talking about?
Just like your fake,
Under
Fake.
investigation.
guys, township under investigation.
I'm by law, or by
Oh,
my
wow,
attorney.
my foot.
Okay, that's it.
You brought the 2 guys down there, so you know what's going on.
Well, yeah, I
You
know.
sat there that morning with them.
And if a lawyer told you,
Oh,
your
Lord.
lawyer, see, there you go, Sarver.
Yep.
The lawyer tells you what to do, you're gonna sit there and.
For
you're
8
gonna go
years,
down
we never had a dime for attorneys, and then you took over and were just
there.
turning
Oh,
to death.
I did that?
Yep.
No, there's 2 people in here that
No.
run the attorney out of here.
No, it's just like
Two
stuff like
people.
this for Lisa Madigan, we gotta get stuff done all
All right, you
We give
done,
okays
Sarver?
on it.
You done?
No, I guess so.
Okay. Brian?
I just have a quick question. You mentioned something Lisa Madigan wrote. She doesn't write them. Could you actually tell me who
right there. You received a copy of it.
Oh, I know, I just, to reference it, I'd
It's,
like to know
yeah,
what
but
it
it's
is.
another attorney that actually writes it. It's from her office, yeah.
I know what this is, I just wanted to know
Yeah.
specifically what you're voting, because I was a little confused.
Okay, and you got anything?
Yes, I do. I received tax bill too. It's up 3.0%. And, you know, we are the receivers of it. And I just think that we could run this office a little more efficiently. And, this tax bill is just a sign of all of the organizations asking for more money, right? And so I just think that we can't play Santa Claus here. For instance, the cemetery board, I talked with them the other day. They knew nothing about you raising the monies for the cemetery board from $9,000 to $12,000. And they knew nothing about how you made the disbursement. And I said, well, it was never brought up before the board. I've been on the board now a couple of years, and I've never heard that. And he said, we enjoyed the money, but $3,000 is quite a raise. And so we can't play Santa Claus to all these people. As far as Rogene's comment, from the first day, I talked to the lawyer, and I talked to you, and I said I was against this because we are taking money, not taking time to listen to our constituents. That's all we gotta do, is listen to it. I was here at a meeting, Joe, when you passed a motion to name 2 people that were never named at the meeting. I was there, I know they were never named, but yet their names were in the minutes. Is that correct?
Not sure what you're talking about.
Okay. Jim Dunn
Yes?
and Rogene Hamilton were named as the reason we lost our old attorney.
Yes?
I was here at that meeting.
Yes.
That was never mentioned, ever. Nobody named Rogene, nobody named Jim Dunn.
Right?
And it got put in the minutes,
Yes?
and I believe I remember you saying, I think we could take this out.
Yes, I did say that until I found out the law.
Well,
And the law says, once a board member or a trustee is gone that voted for that, and a trustee or a clerk is gone, it can't be done.
Well, I
Couldn't we
just,
put a rescind note in there that we
No,
made a mistake?
no, we didn't make no mistake.
you know,
It sounded like it.
we can't do it, but there are 2 board members and a supervisor that were here at that
You
meeting.
can't do it, Jim.
Well, they
You can't trust.
maybe we need to get a different opinion. I just was down at the Wendell County Fair meeting, and I talked with an attorney down there, and I am a member of the Trustees Association, and I think we're going to try and do something about it.
It's right in the book, Jim. We have showed you,
Yeah.
we've given you the page, and here you are talking about a
Okay.
dead horse again.
Well, okay, I received a letter the other day from Mr. Nelson, and he said that he represented the entire board.
That's correct.
And there's, Joe, you have stated to me that I'm the cause of,
You're one of them.
yeah, and
Yes.
why, if we have an attorney
Yeah.
that works for the whole board,
Yeah.
why am I not informed of what is going on? Why am I not informed?
You want to ask the attorney that, and he will tell you.
I know, see, I really
He
think,
refused to comment.
Mr. Nelson, I like John, I talk to him at every meeting,
Hmm?
you know? And he's had some issues with his face with cancer, and I say a prayer for that. But I don't believe he's giving you the proper advice.
Oh,
For instance, when he wrote the ordinance on the solar farms, that was so far off base, we turned it down. The last time he wrote an ordinance to reprimand Mrs. Hamilton, we voted it down. So we were paying for ordinances and not getting anything out of them. That solar ordinance would have never passed. It would have never met regulations and so forth. I don't believe this regulation will hold right here. And that, let's see.
And it was redundant for us to get into that solar, because you had the state and the county already had rules. And if ours were different, it caused us for litigation, and we didn't need that.
We had nothing really to say. The main thing that we wanted was a cleanup. If they were to not be in use anymore, we wanted to make sure that whoever pushed all these, they would pay for the cleanup. That's all we wanted. There was nothing to do with holding back Dick Zimmerman or you, Sarver, from putting one in. I'm all for it. If we can save money that way, or somebody can, fine. What I wanted is the cleanup.
That was already in the minutes.
Yeah, and I know of one farm that was going to put it in there, and Joe, it was in the cleanup, stating that they had to do it by a certain time. It had to be all cleaned up.
That's all we wanted to do, is make sure it was
Yeah,
done.
well, the farmers know that. If they're gonna sign it, they want their land back after it, yeah.
Okay.
But they
Well,
only,
your attorney made the statement, if they didn't get that in the contract, then they were stupid and they'd have to pay for it.
That's correct.
That was his comment.
Well, all right.
and the other, just one other thing, Joe, is back to this money. The cost of doing business in this township. Dick, you've built roads for years, and you have said time and again, you want to see the money go to Bruce. Well, then when you have an attorney sitting here, are we, how many $1,000 are we in, have we paid John Nelson right now?
Well, I'd say
Till
we're
we're eight.
probably, we're pushing, no, it isn't much this year at all.
Well, I'm not talking about this, I'm talking about since we hired him, Joe, and he's written ordinances and he's been to our meetings and so forth.
I might say between 8 and 10.
8 to
That
10,
might be
you know,
high.
and Dick, that's money that could be going there. I just
Yeah.
think this is attorney fees, you voted for him, you voted for him, you voted for
You
him.
bet.
I would not, I do not believe that it's necessary. And
Not
I
one
like
free.
John Nelson, I'm not complaining.
He said that every meeting for 2 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and you better believe it.
Okay. You got
Oh, you
anything?
have to tell me that.
Yes, I did. But anyway, I wanna know about this lawsuit, and I'm going to, file,
Just-
I'm
well,
gonna
you-
file something,
You
Joe,
talk, you just
against
go right ahead.
you as supervisor, you're not
Okay.
sharing the information. Do you know about it, Dick, the lawsuit? Well, that's not much. Brian, do you know anything about it?
I'm right with you, Jim.
Okay, and Mr. Sarver?
All I know was 2 guys talked to me,
Yeah, well, that,
and they didn't talk to anybody else as far as I
I'm
know.
talking about me being named in a lawsuit. And,
Oh, you were named in a lawsuit?
well, that's what you're telling me, aren't you? Aren't you saying that I am the subject of that, so I can't go?
No, I didn't say that. You did.
You said that to me.
No,
You
no.
said we wouldn't have this if it weren't for you, and you stated it at the public meeting.
Oh.
It's on film
Oh.
that this is brought on by me.
Oh, well, you got that film, bring it in, would you
Oh,
please?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely, I can do that.
And it's all I did is name the 3 people that caused us to lose our lawyer.
And you
Are
named
free.
me for one.
Yeah, you're one of them.
Yeah. And that shouldn't be.
Okay. Are
So-
you done?
Yes, I am,
Good.
Joe, thank
Okay.
you.
Even though
Dick,
Attorney
you got
Klein
anything?
says that's not true too.
Right?
No.
Okay. All right. Attorney report, anything?
No report.
Okay.
Gee, I wonder
All
why.
right, we'll go to old business. Discuss and approve the seal coating for our township parking lot.
I think you
Everything
gave
was
us the
50.
money, what it cost the last time.
50, yeah, it was $50,
It's in the
55.
minutes.
If you got it written in there
It's
somewhere.
$55 from the quote, higher from the quote last year due to
Yeah.
oil prices that
yeah,
have changed.
because of oil prices.
Because of oil prices. So the total that we're gonna pay to seal this, we're talking what?
It's in your minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
$3,673.59.
You're right, you're right.
No, that's what we received from, that's what
No.
we received.
Huh?
No.
No, that, if
Oh,
you read on
received,
down,
all right.
yeah, no, up here, I just put in
No,
that it
this
is
it
an
went up by
expense.
$55.
How much?
It went up $55 from the initial quote. I'd have to pull the minutes
So
from
what's the
other
total?
meetings.
Do you know, Joe?
What's that?
The total.
I was just looking for my,
Bruce, do you know?
just. I had that card, I just check it here.
I would like to know the total it's gonna cost, and then I'll vote on it.
Well, we had it,
I didn't think it was in the minutes. It said in the minutes.
I thought it was a minute.
well, we did
I saw the
discuss it.
55, and I saw that.
Is it under 2,000?
Yes, yes, it's under
Yeah.
2,000. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have the recall,
I
Brad.
wrote it down in my notes, but I didn't bring it.
I thought we had that,
I looked through there.
It went up a little. Just what we're talking about.
Sure,
had that
yeah,
card.
I understand that.
Everything costs
And
more.
we delayed it, or we were gonna get it done last year because it's getting cold.
Well, the weather was in
Yeah.
our favor.
We can
Yeah,
find out. the
rain
price.
and cold.
I mean, it's not over 2,000.
yeah, I know, it was, yeah,
1705.
I think it's 17,
Not in the minutes for
5,
June.
I know we mentioned it, and I don't have it sitting here, I had a card in
It was
here.
$1,405, and now it's gonna be $55 more.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
I think that's very reasonable.
Okay, yeah, we need a motion to approve the vehicle.
I'll make
Okay, I will second that.
Brian,
You can't
motion,
take that,
Jim.
okay.
Need a roll call?
Mr. Sarver?
Yeah, would you put that price again? for
Mr.
me?
Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mr. Boomer?
Yes.
It's
Mr. Anderson.
$1,405, and then it's up $55 from that, so it'd be $1,460.
Mr.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
and Supervisor Musso?
Yes.
I think we'll put the yellow stripes in that back.
Oh, yeah, he'll put whatever we need right there, yes. Okay, we need to approve the vote for the contract for Schindler to do our township
For your audit,
FOIA audit,
for your audit.
4-year audit. Like I said, we gotta, I don't know where we're gonna get anybody to do it as cheap.
I would make a motion to that effect, and if you wanna have a discussion, I certainly think that he has been doing it for many years and helping us out, so we don't have a great big one every 4.
Well, you gotta, every so often, you gotta have a
Every year we do it just to stay in
quickie.
every tack. It's only, it's not much, 400 or something. It isn't much when we do it every year, but then when we go when
Beck Seward was 500.
election was over, I was told today that the assessors, multi-township hasn't done it.
Oh.
Hasn't had one.
So they're gonna have a big bill
No,
coming.
Like last year we did.
Well, the way it's.
I haven't got a note on that they were gonna do it.
Well,
Normally I get a note.
he called today and
Grand.
he says, you guys haven't done it in quite a while, and I just wondered
For your,
what it was, if
Four-year
you're,
one is too?
you're not doing
We've
it,
been having it every year.
you're not doing it every year. Are you?
Yeah,
Well,
well, maybe it was 2 years ago.
he said, well, Scott told me today, yeah, They're gonna have to look at, Garlet's gonna have to do some looking.
Right. And normally they send us a letter.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I haven't got a letter.
Vote, discussion.
Okay, we need a vote to approve that so he can do our audit.
We don't have a second.
I'll second it. Dick made the motion? Okay.
I thought
Jim did.
Or Jim made the motion?
I made the motion,
I'll
Dick.
second it.
Okay, there we
That's
go.
all
I
right.
knew I made the motion.
Okay, that's done.
Okay, do we need to take a roll call vote?
Yes, we'll do that.
Okay, Mr. Boomer?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.
Mr. Sarver? Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Supervisor Musso?
Yes. Okay, new business. Discuss the vote of the resolution of 2019-103 to ban Roe Hamilton from township meetings for 90 days. That's what we got, and the reason why is her behavior at the last meeting and the previous meetings. And you want to discuss anything, you may.
Love this stuff.
Yes,
I'll
We'll
make
need a
for
motion.
the course of discussion.
I'll second that.
And as far as I'm concerned, that's ridiculous. Anybody that wants to speak here can say what they want, whether we like it or not.
Okay, that's your opinion.
It don't cost us nothing when we listen to somebody, and it may do some good. It may not, but that's their prerogative. As far as I'm concerned, the taxpayer has the right. That's what we're here for, is the taxpayer.
Don't have the
Not to
right,
enhance ourselves, it's for the taxpayer.
we don't have a right to interrupt the board or the township supervisor, and that's exactly what happened.
You think it was an interruption, Joe?
Oh, it definitely was.
Well, I went over and talked to the police this morning
Oh,
and
good
asked
for
them
you.
if they were gonna come over.
Are they? Were they coming over?
I don't know, it depends on you, I guess. I said if it needs be,
They'll
you're
be
probably
here
gonna get
if
called
we need to.
tonight. When
Yeah.
you're called, you have to come. I said, we have a note from the state's attorney, which Mr. Sarver referred to,
Mhm.
that we should have changed, and we didn't change it, Joe. Why didn't we change it? Is there any reason?
Are you, Jim,
Is there any reason we couldn't change it?
what, our ordinance?
Yes.
Well, because the guys didn't want to change.
Well,
That's
the
why.
ordinance was, back when, was for 15 minutes speaking, and that was ignored that night that you decided that you couldn't speak for 3 minutes, and then Jim asked a question, you said, shut up or I'll make it 2 minutes. And that's what started all the
Was
hubbub.
it? Oh, I think that from right then, the beginning of this group, right when we got reelected,
Yes.
it started because of what she did, and what you did, and what Jim did, Jim Dunn did. We lost our lawyer. You guys will not accept.
Absolutely, I will not accept that. Rodney is a friend of mine. I can go
Wait.
right to his house
Sure.
right now.
Sure.
He doesn't wanna come down here and say, you know, anything. He wants to stay out of it.
Okay,
But
hold it right here.
Wait a
We
minute. We're discussing this, Joe.
Oh, okay.
When we went out to Westlake and we voted on it that night,
Mhm.
I was against that motion. I believe you changed, did you change
It
it?
was initially a 30-minute sign-in period, I thought that was too much.
No,
So
15.
It was
Oh,
originally.
30 minutes, okay.
You weren't at the meeting.
You weren't at the meeting.
Okay.
It was me
originally
and
30-minute.
you
I
three
thought that was
guys.
a little exorbitant, so I made a motion on the floor to change it to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, the
And-
first resolution he come through, he also had the attorney had it written in one paragraph that if the supervisor didn't like what they had to say, they couldn't speak. And we voted that down.
I don't remember that.
That was in, if you look back in the records, it's there.
And I was here at the meeting when this all
That
started.
one we voted
And
down.
when Rogine got to speak, Joe said, you don't have 5 minutes, you got 3 because of people like you. That was stated at a public meeting.
That's right.
And
Then you
and
open
you
your mouth
can't
and
do that, Joe. You can't change it.
Okay.
The whole thing, and actually, and you and I kind of discussed it on the phone.
Yes.
Like I stated because I had a member of the audience tell me that I do nothing but listen to the township attorney. And I vote however Joe wants me to. So I went and talked to other attorneys because I do that. I know people, I go and I talk to people. Let me ask you your opinion of this.
I believe,
In the course
Oh,
of the
okay.
conversation,
I thought you were asking me.
one of them discussed with me that, you know, an ordinance is typically something that's only passed when somebody gets out of hand. And that was a really revealing statement.
Gets out of what? I didn't
If
hear.
somebody gets out of hand. Otherwise, we don't need ordinances. And if you think back to the township initially, there weren't any ordinances. It was a really nice, open meeting. Everybody sat there, they chatted, discussed what went on.
That's why we put the first one in, because they were chirping in.
The first one went in just before me and Jim were on the board.
yes.
Jim was sitting there, I was sitting back there. This person came in, the person in discussion, very mad, started yelling at everybody. Very upset. I was embarrassed at the meeting myself. I talked to her, that was the meeting Rodney quit. I talked to Rodney after the meeting, and he had enough. That's it, I'm done with this. That's what ultimately started things in motion, and eventually the first ordinance had to be put in place.
Brian, I was here, you
We
and I.
had,
Just a
excuse me,
minute.
we had an ordinance
We
before that.
had, Brian and I
You
were
guys
here
have,
at that
handshake
meeting,
agreement.
and Rodney was sitting down there. And when Rogine got up to speak, she wasn't hollering and yelling, she got up to speak, and Joe told her, because of people like you. Huh?
She almost ran in the door.
Well, as she got up to speak, because of people like you, what would you do, Brian? I would be madder than hell if that
Well,
happened.
you've seen how I talk to people.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Yeah, this is what I do too.
I don't do that.
I'm old enough, I can't work anymore, so I talk,
Yeah, I know.
you know?
I know what you're going with that.
No, but that ordinance was
The
in
ordinance
because
was
of that.
revised because we had several members complain on the night that a gentleman over here got arrested.
Oh,
That the camera kept getting, the camera person almost ran him over several times, so we had to put in the video ordinance.
but
That's how that came into.
it's almost like after the fact. The first statement
After
was
what
Joe's,
After
because
what
of people like you. Dick, what if he'd have said that to you? Because of people like you, I'm gonna cut your minutes from 5 to 3, and that was exactly what Joe said. I'd probably be irate also.
If I might help things along a little bit, the Open Meetings Act, which governs how we run our meetings,
Sure.
the idea of the Open Meetings Act is so people can come in and see how these public meetings, how they operate.
Yes.
And they're afforded the opportunity to speak to within the rules and regulations enacted by the board. The Open Meetings Act also requires that if we have something in place, we have to follow.
Yes,
If you actually
I
read-
totally agree.
If you read some of those things, the one thing they always tell us that we did right was follow our ordinance.
But if you
So
go
as long
back,
as it's there, we
What?
have to follow.
I totally agree with you, Brian.
Okay.
You're exactly.
but if you go
All
back,
right.
before you came in, there was an ordinance, and we voted on it because of the people chirping in, that we were gonna give them 15 minutes, there was no sign in, but we were gonna put it on the agenda for public speaking, and if they wanted to speak, we'd give them 15 minutes.
That was prior to you and I.
Yeah.
But-
Was there an
and-
ordinance?
And I
or was
looked,
'cause
It wasn't an
It-
ordinance,
no,
it was
it was a
written
motion.
into the minutes.
it was a motion in the minutes. I've seen the motion, Brian.
Sure.
I've seen it.
And we discussed that, but he was saying ordinance earlier, so I wanted to make sure there was no ordinance that preceded this ordinance.
I'm done.
Okay. Any more discussion about this? No more discussion. We'll have a vote to pass this. 103.
Okay. Mr. Zimmerman,
Yes.
Mr. Boomer,
Yes.
Mr. Sarver,
No,
Mr. Anderson.
Absolutely not. We are here to listen to the public.
Okay, you had your
Yeah,
vote. You had your vote.
Yes,
Jim, you talked long enough.
I know
Now,
we
wait a minute,
have
now, wait a-
Dick.
Can I speak?
Sure,
Then shut up.
I'm listening to you.
All right. I don't care who comes to speak. If they can tell us something that'll benefit the township roads. That's why I'm on this board.
let me get this thing with this public road you keep bringing up.
Sarver, let Dick finish.
Yeah, go
He's
ahead.
had,
No, he's
I
not
went through
done.
the same thing every time.
Point of order.
Well,
Point of order.
isn't that our job? We're here We're not,
Point of order, this, we're
why are we not
actually,
this board?
where we're at is at a vote.
You want an answer?
We had a vote.
Yeah,
We had a
what
vote.
good is this?
We're here
board?
to
Yeah.
approve
Okay.
this budget.
We're at the vote.
That's enough, that's enough. We're here to vote. You voted, Sarver. Jim, you said no.
Yes.
I say yes. All right. We will have to,
We've had that.
we've already had that. You got it there? All right. Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
Yeah.
He's got a nicer pen than I got. He's got a nicer pen than I got.
Yeah, I stole this one. NIEA. Stanley.
Okay. We are going to table the next one until next month. So, treasurer's, treasurer's report to approve the township bills for payment. Anybody got any questions?